I'm not really asking, we'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's be free Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche, we're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow, we can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out, die with my own doubts.
Hello. Jeez, if I could dance, I would have totally come on dancing, but Diane says she's dancing. I was like, I have no rhythm, but I'm creative. So let's chat cards. My name is Chelly Ontis, and I am the speaker from We Can Make That. And this was the card that I did inside of the Cricut Craft Summit. So who has watched the presentation and they're already diving deep into making their own little occasions card? Hello from Michigan. Yes, tell me where you guys are from. If we haven't met yet, again, my name is Chelly and I am from North Dakota. So I am in Bismarck and it is so nice out today. I have the window open and it's also garbage day and spring cleanup. So I was just going to mad dash to the window and shut the window because I have the windows open, but hopefully it's not too loud. So fun. Okay, I'm going to just chat for a little bit and then I'm going to come back and read all of your comments. So this card is one of the first ones that I learned how to do or just designed or created over when I got my first Cricut. There we go. So with this card, I loved it because in the back, you can use all those fun little scraps of paper. Washi tape is really good for this one. Material, two-sided cardstock. So if you have cardstock that's this color on one side and the back's another side, then you could just flip it over and stick them in there. So the fun thing about this card too is it can go for any occasion. So this is just a cute little hello card. You could change it up. It could be anniversary. You could do stars and it makes a really good graduation card. I don't have any cash on me right now, but I do have a Post-it. So let's pretend this is money and you did stars, you would just roll it up. Let's pretend this is a $40 bill or whatever. And then you could stick them into it's my note about my planner. So then you could just stick them into the card. And that's kind of a fun way to give money. I don't know about you, but it seems like graduation, that's all we do around here, is give them cash for a present. It used to be where you'd, give them towels or a little crock pot or whatever. But so that's a good one. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna look at the comments. I'm gonna keep chatting. I wanna converse with everybody, but if I do that, then it will end up down a rabbit hole and I'll have not told you all the things I wanted to say. Yeah, who carries cash nowadays? That's why I used a Post-it note. Okay, Susan says, thanks for the card idea. I just found an old pack of tiny clothespins and now I know what to do with them. I know, isn't this one on here so cute? It is kind of hard when you mail them. You might have to be careful. Sometimes the bulk or they'll pop off, but if it's something you're hand giving somebody, that usually is a really good idea. So with this concept in mind, over on the blog, you can find, we just had Easter, so I'm going to pull this one up. This is another Easter card, and I used, let's see if that'll focus, and I just used a little button for his tail. I should have tied a little bow in there. I made these over on Pinterest. If you guys are Pinterest users, you can find me over there. We can make that. I love these colors. This makes me want to redo my office in like a rainbow back there. Isn't that one's cute? And I used a little pom-pom and I show you how I cut it. So you can see that on the Pinterest TV that I did. This is another one. And this little carrot is from the Dollar Tree. And I showed you how I painted that. It took like 20 seconds. And then this is another shapes card with washi tape in the background. So these I did over on Pinterest. If you guys are Pinterest users, come find me over there. I love to make cards. Over at We Can Make That, we do a lot of card making. Here's a Valentine's Day one. Yeah, Valentine's Day. This one is my favorite one to make. I got my bifocals on, so I really can't see very well. So this one is really good Christmas time. Put a gift card in there. It can be a tag. So there's one where it punches a hole in the top. So you can do gift tags for your presents or the folded cards. So these are really fun. Just put a gift card right in the top, depending on how you put the pocket on there. And then one of your freebies, if you guys go watch my session, was the envelope. So this is the envelope that you can make. Okay, I do. Hold on. I have it right here. I swear it's really, really close. These are in the kitchen because we have to get cash because nobody has cash. But this one we just dropped on the blog. Thanks, Becky. I might be creative, but I'm totally out of shape because I ran like 4 steps and now I'm winded. All right, so this is the one that we have right now on the blog. This is the new one that just published. So we do this every year. It cuts out this shape and then it cuts out the color panel that you put in the back. So this is really fun to coordinate to their colors. And the nice thing about this is it's a kind of a money size card. And then you can use a standard envelope if you want. This one I crinkled as I was running through my kitchen. This is not taped down. So Shelly's going to do that when we're done. So this is the other one. And it just cuts out the year. And this one's kind of fun. They like to keep them. And, you know, they're more personalized, but nothing too intricate, detailed. Words are hard today, but this one's super quick to do. What do you make your envelopes with? I use cardstock. So when you go, there's always the, like if you go to Hobby Lobby or Joann Fabrics, you'll usually find the lighter kind of paper. So more of a copy. This one isn't one I've made, but the thinner paper. But if I'm going to make the envelope, I like to use cardstock and then I score the sides. Now, if you have a super thick card, you probably are going to want to use a lighter weight. So Frances says she has 65-pound and 80-pound cardstock. Yes, the higher the number, the thicker the paper. And you can have, there's two different types. So you can have 80-pound cardstock, or you can have 80-pound stock too. So I spent the last few years in the printing industry. In fact, I was just talking to a client today that I've been doing their stuff for 30 years. And it's a huge magazine. So I've been in graphic design for years. And the standard paper stocks and stuff like that, you'll be able to find those at your local craft shows. Okay. How do I find that card on Design Space? So these cards that I've shown you today are actually SVG files that are on my website. So with my blog, it is mainly based in two different areas. So if you're a craft blogger, if you're a crafter and you want to come, you can check out the blog template on the top. If you are crafting for business, if you click the little tab under blogs, it'll bring up another highlighted menu, and then you can see business crafts. So with that, over in the shop, you will find all of the SVGs. So there's a card section, there's a graphic tee section, there's a Christmas section, fall, home decor, sassy, funny, quick-witted SVG design. So if you're making t-shirts and those kind of things. Where do I learn? Okay, Susan says, where did you find your mug decoration on the wall? Which mug? Oh, that mug decoration. It is actually a planter that I found at the thrift store. And here's my lunch. So it's like, I never got to eat. And it's like they cut the mug in half and then it hangs on the wall. So it was, I want to say from like the 80s, and it had like these really funky flowers, and I just spray painted it pink. But I use that when I'm over there as my garbage. As you can see, it needs to be emptied. The SVG shop is at We Can Make That. So if you go to We Can Make That, and I think they have a link that is in the notes above this. So it's www.wecanmakethat.me. And if you click on there, there's a shop tab. So you will find the business crafter things and then also the SVG shop. And we do have the SVG club. So if you haven't entered the giveaways, be sure and do that, guys. And anybody can win. It doesn't matter if you're in the United States or not, but it's a link to, or the prize is access to our SVG club. And you get access to all the SVGs in our shop. Plus, over the next 12 months when you're in the club, anything we add, and we try to add at least one a week, you will also have access to that. So, and those are, the SVG club is $99. And you guys, I believe, have a link to that as well. So if you look under the video with my presentation and the card, you can see it in there. Or when you sign up for the giveaway, if you don't win, you might even get a little coupon. So make sure you check that out. Somebody said they entered the giveaway. Yes. Any fun events coming up? Yes. Thanks, Brandy. So the like I said, with the blog, we have two different avenues. We have the crafters and then we have the business crafters. So twice a year, I do a virtual event, ran very similar to this, but it's not card based. The January event that we do is on SVG files. So if you want to know how to organize them, how to create them, how to better manage them, how to better use them, you're going to want to sign up for that. And you can find both the links over at wecanmakethat.me. And in June, which is just a few short days away, so Chelly better get to work, right? We are having the Craft Business Summit. So if you have a creative business, if you have an online business, if you have an Etsy shop, or if you know somebody who does, send them over to We Can Make That. When you come to the website, there's 4 little graphics that show up, and one of them is a picture of the Cricut in my heat press with some money in front of it. And we're going to go through all the different sessions. You can see the speaker lineup and all that through there. So you can sign up on the wait list so you can make sure you can get in there right away. But we have about 30 presenters. It's June 25th, 6th, and 7th. And if you grab the VIP access, you, of course, could start watching as soon as you get your ticket in June. Speaking of VIPs, did you guys remember to grab, we have about 5 minutes left. Did you guys remember to grab your VIP ticket so you can keep all of the fun bonuses? Susan says she's dusting hers off. What is the most complicated craft? Well, here's a fun fact about me, Susan, is I'm kind of a lazy crafter. The more complicated, the less I probably want to do it. But I would have to say home decor items, because then I don't have any of them handy. I'm trying to see if they're hanging on the wall back there, but I think I've rearranged some things. But yes, I would say the home decor things that we have on the blog. I like to take old canvases, take them apart, recover them, those kind of things. And there's a couple of them over on the blog. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would say just suggestions on decluttering is just start with one area. Just make sure you pick something small, go through there. Don't feel like you have to tackle everything at the same time. When I reorganize, everything comes out and like it looks like a tornado before it looks better. But I like to totally reassemble everything and then put everything back little by little. But if I was going to do it a little bit less overwhelming, I would pick just my stamps and organize them. I would pick just my scraps, get some plastic bags and organize them by color. That's probably how I would tackle it. Melissa, my favorite cardstock is from Close to My Heart. And I have a friend who sells it, so I always call her my dealer. I'm like, I need 2 packs of white and I need a pack of black, and throw in some new fun colors because they always have really good fun colors. But I love the texture of their paper. And then my Cricut actually cuts, I think my Cricut cuts better on that. If not, I probably get and I'm probably going to say this wrong, but is it basil or basil at Joann's? And that's because it's like a minute and a half from my house. How long have I been crafting? So my mom had a ceramic shop in her basement shortly after I was born. So I always joke I could probably hold a paintbrush and paint before I was potty trained, but not that I'm a super great painter either. And she was she's a quilter, she was a sewer, and she was a really good artist. So we were always doing craft projects my whole life. So since shortly after I was born, I guess. I think scrapbooking is probably my favorite. I was going to turn my monitor and show you my wall of scrapbook pages. My kids often over the years pretended like they weren't impressed by them, but now as they're older, they're in college, they do look at them and they do talk about them. So it was worth it. I have an overflood of paper. Is there anybody else who feels that way? I would say come up with a card that you like that's super easy like this. Make a dozen of them, because when you do multiple cards at a time, you can do it super quick. And then take them to your local like assisted living facility or nursing home, and then just drop off a pack of them. They love them. They don't have to go anywhere. So that's usually what I do when I end up with a stack of them like this. I will just take them over and drop them off, and then the residents can send them out, send them to each other, the staff, whatever they want to do. So it's a good way to recycle them. And then you have permission, because you did a good thing, to go buy more paper for your stash. Arlene says she likes to declutter consistently. I like to think I do that too, but right now I probably have more piles on my floor than I should. We should have a paper swap. Exactly. I would probably be like, oh, I need all of that, and then it's going to coordinate with the paper I already have. So I probably would just keep it. So let me see if we missed anything. It's been super fun chatting with you guys. It went so fast. I'm like, what am I going to talk about for 20 minutes? Coffee emergency crafts. I'm coming up with a new one. So make sure you subscribe over on the blog, Susan. She says, I need your coffee emergency craft. I used to have a cute little shadow box on the wall, and for some reason it fell, shattered all over the floor. coffee everywhere. So I have to make a new one. So that is coming up. Diane asked if you do ceramics now. I do some painting now. My mom has sold her ceramic shop and most of the supplies. She still has a bedroom in the basement of her house full of them. But I do love to paint, and that's why I can show you super cute ways to add some texture and some depth. You can see you don't have to be an artist to know how to paint like this. So go check that out over on Pinterest. Okay, they're wrapping us up. Thanks, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing summit. If you have any questions when you are working on the card or any card, make sure you come post them in the group. And thank you to Brandy and your team. This has been super fun already, and we're only on day 1. Thanks, guys.